So today was apparently an interesting day in the National Assembly, not because you might have expected it would be about last night's Jean Talon win by Parti Québécois and the loss for the CAQ, but about English education. That never comes up in the National Assembly, but it did today. Liberal education critic and, of course, the Liberal MNA, MARWAH RIZQY, today, standing up and trying to understand, make sense of the judge's decision, at least, I guess, try to make that point across to Bernard Drainville, the education minister. So Bill 40 was already suspended by the courts, right? So that's not in effect. It's suspended for the time being. Yes. But then this introduction of Bill 23 and a judge's decision on this, which, of course, we all knew, we hoped it wouldn't, but we all knew was going to get appealed by the provincial government, which they said they would. So, Marwa, you got up today in the National Assembly and you brought this up. Tell us what happened.
Hi, thank you for having me. Well, we were studying Bill 23, and Bernard Drainville, the Minister of Education, wanted to proceed like there was no Bill 40 under the scope of the Court of Appeal. And that was Mr. Drainville. We cannot act like nothing happened. In front of the Superior Court of Quebec, you lost against the English-speaking community. Justice Lucie said it out loud and clear that many provisions regarding the constitutional rights of the English community are right now violated by Bill 40, and they cannot be enforced. And despite that you lost at the Superior Court, you decided to appeal this decision.
Right.
But right now, why would you go a step further when the court told you that you cannot proceed against the English-speaking community, and you have to respect their rights? And we argue for quite some time over this, and I asked him, well, there will be only two options for you today. Either we are going to suspend those articles and we're going to talk about other subjects with respect of the education bill, or you're going to say right now that this provision would not apply to the English-speaking community. And he decided to listen this time. So he decided actually to listen. He said, you know what? Out of respect for the English-speaking community, you're right, MARWAH RIZQY, and we're not going to study these sections because you're right. We need to have a discussion with the English-speaking community. And I want to say thanks to Russell Kopman from the Quebec English School Board Association, because we spoke this morning, and he said that he will reach again to Bernard Drainville for another meeting. And Mr. Drainville acknowledged today that he did not follow through his word to have a meeting with the Quebec English School Board Association, but he will do it in the next few days. And my request is very clear. I think we should respect the court decision, and the English School Board should not be in the scope neither of Bill 40, neither in Bill 23. And every time that we're spending right now in the Court of Appeal, it's also money that we're spending that are not going through the kids.
I want to clarify a couple of things. Number one, I reached out to Russell Kopman after we had spoken, or I knew what had happened today, and Russell said, yes, Minister Drainville, as you just said, promised to meet. It hasn't yet happened. So when I asked him if he'd like to comment, he said, let's wait to see if this promise actually turns into reality. It's one thing to say, I will meet. It's another to actually meet. And the first time he promised that was over a month ago. So what did Bernard Drainville say to you today? Was it another, I promise I'll do this, or did he give you an idea of when this might happen?
He actually said that he met Russell Kopman, and when I confronted him and told him yes, but you also said that you're going to meet him regarding Bill 23, and as of today, this meeting never occurred, and he acknowledged that. He said, you're right, I was supposed to meet with him, so I'm going to reach out, and consequently, we're going to suspend those articles, because you're right, we cannot proceed without having this important discussion with the English-speaking community.
Marwa, do we have any sense of how, I for whatever reason, I'm imagining Drainville just in that moment responding like that, and then perhaps getting heck kind of almost for it later. Do we have any sense of how François Legault, the Premier, has responded to this?
No, we don't know yet. But I have to say, my goal today was at least to make him acknowledge that the meeting that he promised to Russell Kopman did not take place so far, and we need that meeting. And I want to make sure that after that meeting that Mr. Drainville will understand that when he says that we need to better collaborate with the English-speaking community, well, he's going to tell his team, especially Mr. Simon Jolin Barrette, the Minister of Justice, that we should not be right now in the Court of Appeal. We should work towards giving service to kids. and they should just respect the court decision of Justice Lucier, which I read, and I gave him a copy. I said, this is like the 125 pages decision, which is a very long decision. Mm-hmm. And I argue also with the lawyer of the government because he said, no, the law is valid. I'm like, no. With all due respect, the law is not valid according to Justice Lucier. You cannot say and repeat a lie because you're a lawyer. I mean, Justice Lucier said that these sections are not valid. So you have to say it. And after this argument, Mr. Drainville understood that maybe the lawyer next to him did not give him like the entire details of the bill and also the court decision.
So to clarify, MARWAH, though, the government is not suspending the appeal. They're just going to consult with the English school boards or the English school board associations before deciding what to do next or not?
Yep, they promised a meeting a month ago to the Quebec English School Board Association, and now they have to follow through. And Mr. Drainville said they would do it before going forward with Bill 23. And my goal is to make him realize that we cannot apply this section to the English-speaking community because they have the constitutional right to control and manage their schools.
Which is what they've said all along.
I'm thinking they must just be loving you in the National Assembly these days, Drainville in particular, because the last time we spoke to you, you had discovered that they were funding CAQ schools and repairs and works being done and not in Liberals. So, I mean, what's it like outside in the hallways these days when you pass each other?
Well, he gave me a bottle of honey today because he's producing honey. So I guess this is his way to
peace offering.
Which is nice. But me, I'm here to do my work. And at the end of the day, I do have 2 schools projects that were canceled in Ville Saint-Laurent, and I will fight for them. I have another school that was canceled in Nuns Island. I will fight also for them. And I'm going to fight for Mont-Royal and Outremont. The school were canceled. And these are all Liberals riding, except for Nuns Island, which used to be a Liberal riding. But this is like facts. And for me, when it comes down to the kids, I don't care about your career in politics. Just give the service and make sure the money will follow through.
Good for you.
Nice.
Good for you. So we'll count this as a win today, and then hopefully Bernard Drainville will follow through like you said he would. And who knows? I mean, it'd be wishful thinking, I guess, to think that they're not going to appeal this. They made it very clear they would. But at least with some information, some consultation with the English school boards, maybe they change their mind. Or are you hoping, is that unrealistic?
Well, I want them to change their mind, and I'm going to ask your auditors to do one thing. You do have a minister dedicated for the English-speaking community. Where is he? Because he was supposed to fight for them. Mr. Christopher Skid has to step up his game. He has to speak up. We cannot have someone who's supposed to be the leader of a community always be silenced.
Just before, go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought that was now Eric Girard's role.
You're right. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm sorry. I correct myself.
No, that's okay. It used to be Christopher Skeet. Right.
Yes. But actually, it's funny because I would have thought they would put an Anglophone for to be the leader. All right. But if it's Eric Girard, well, he's nowhere to be found.
Well, he's been absent too. You're right. It's not as if one's been around, the other hasn't.
Well, what are you talking about? He talked to us once, Aaron. Come on now.
Yeah,
he ticked that box. Just before we let you go, I'm curious about your response to the by-election last night in Jean Talon and PQ winning that, and Liberals having only 8.85%. That used to be a Liberal stronghold.
Absolutely. Well, I won't lie, I'm disappointed. We have like a very good candidate, but that was not enough. Despite that we did like a very good campaign, we have to be better. We're going to have a very good leader to make sure that we can voice people's intentions. And I feel like in Jean Talon, even the Liberals decided that they wanted to send a message to the Premier Legault saying that was like an anti-CAQ vote last night, in my opinion. I'm not an analyst, but that's how I think it is. And they said, you know what, I think PQ are the best one right now to send a message and to make sure that the CAQ won't win. So now we have to work for 2026. If we want to get rid of the CAQ government, we need to be the opposition, and we need to be the alternative for the Quebecers all over Quebec.
MARWAH, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and we always appreciate you giving us the time. And nice job on the floor of the National Assembly, painting Bernard Drainville into a corner. Well done.
Oh, thanks to you, and thank you for having me again.
You bet. Look forward to having you on again.
Thanks,
MARWAH
MARWAH.
RIZQY, the liberal education critic, doing her job today.
Thank goodness.
There you go.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice to hear someone actually pushing back.